So, my name is Alyssa Juana Anggara, and hello everyone. I'm going to present to you a journal, a research, or a case study with the title Students' Participation on Speaking Online Class. This journal is written by great people in the college where I study right now, and they are Inti Ingristina, Navita Al-Ihyak Dieni, and Steffi Mega Mahardika. They are lecturers in Language and Culture Faculty in University of 17 Agustus 1945 Semarang, Indonesia. According to her, there are some problems faced by the learners in speaking activity. Those problems can be explained as follows. First, inhibition. Unlike in reading, writing, and listening activities, speaking requires some real-time exposure to audiences. Commonly, learners are often inhibited from trying to say things in a foreign language, such as feeling worried about mistakes, fearful of others' criticism, or ashamed of the attention that their speech attracts. Number 2, lack of theme to be spoken. Some learners get the difficulties in thinking of anything to say, and they have less motivation to express themselves beyond the guilty feeling that they should be spoken. Number 3, lack of participation. Mostly in a large group of people or in a certain situation that includes some people, such as in the classroom, at least a person only who speaks while others are just listeners dominantly. This situation makes for an unlived conversation among them. It means that the skill of speaking is not supported yet sufficiently. Number 4, the use of mother tongue. In several classes, the learners usually say something in the mother tongue. They may tend to use it for some reasons. Firstly, it is easier. Secondly, it feels unnatural to speak in a foreign language to one another. Lastly, they feel less exposed if they are speaking their mother tongue. When they are talking in a small group, it can be quite difficult to keep using the target language. By revealing those factors, it is hoped that especially for educators, they will get a better understanding of the situation, then can handle it in a better way. So here are some thoughts. First, research design. This study uses a qualitative method to analyze the research question. This study includes qualitative research because it was relying on the collection of qualitative data. The data was collected from interviews and questionnaires filled by the second and fourth semester students of Language and Culture Faculty of 17 Agustus 1945 Semarang, Untak University. Subject of study. There were 28 respondents in this study, and they were asked to fulfill a questionnaire containing 10 questions and answer 5 other questions in an interview. The respondents were the students of semester 2 and 4 of the Language and Culture Faculty of Untak Semarang. The questions on both questionnaires and interviews were about the respondents' contributions during the online speaking class they had in the even semester of academic year 2020 to 2021. Instruments. This research collected the data from events, respondents, and documents. The events refers to the process of implementation of teaching speaking online. The respondents refer to the lecturer and the students of semester 2 and 4 of the Language and Culture Faculty of Untak Semarang, and the documents were the speaking materials from the lecturers, the question sheets, and the video of discussion section in speaking class. Data analysis. The writers use an interactive model of analysis that includes 3 main components, namely the reduction of the data, the display of data, and conclusion or verification. In this system, the writers always move among 3 analysis components during collecting the data. After collecting the data, the writer moves among the 3 components of analysis by using the rest of the time. Now I will explain to you the research findings. First, we will talk about student contribution. In the questionnaire given to the students, it has been asked how often the students participate in class discussions. 75% of the students always participate in class discussions, and only 25% of the students sometimes participate in class discussion. On the other hand, based on the observation data which was taken from interviewing the lecturer, there are less than 75% students who always participate in class discussion voluntarily. The other students want to participate if the lecturer asks them to speak. Let's take a look in the diagram on the left side. There are 92.9% of the students understand that their participation is being graded. Referring to that data, the ideal class situation would be very active with the students' participation in class discussion. However, the data also shows that there are 7.1% respondents who did not aware of this crucial information. In the next figure or diagram, we can see that 64.3% of the students never choose not to participate in the class discussion because it will be graded. But 25% of the students sometimes choose to participate in class discussion, and 7.1% of students rarely participate, and 3.6% or one student said that she or he never participates. To know the students' reasons for not participating in a class discussion, it can be seen from the student condition. Many factors affected the student participation in speaking class. Reluctance becomes one of the factors that affect the respondents' participation. 35.7% said that they rarely feel reluctant to participate, and 25% said sometimes. However, 39.3% said that they are never reluctant to participate. It means they are willing to participate in class discussion with their own will, and they do it happily as they also enjoy class activities. Those numbers show that although reluctance is one factor that determines the respondent's participation in speaking class, it does not give too much influence. The writers tried to provide some questions to know the things that influence students in the participation. So they also found out that 50% of the respondents chose not to participate in speaking class because they were worried of making mistakes, and the fact that it was being told so many times not to have that thought could not affect the whole class. It is a pity since learning languages need to be practiced. Moreover, by doing so, they miss the opportunity to get better. The other half of the respondents gave their answer under 3 different reasons as follows. 7.1% said they did not get a chance to participate. 3.6% or one respondent said that she or he did not like the lesson, and 39.3% said that they never skipped to participate. Okay, here we can see 85.7% of the respondents stated that they participated in the speaking class because they realized that it was for their own good. It shows that the level of participation should be above average considering that they are aware of how important it is to give contribution during the speaking class. However, based on the data, it can be seen that there are some participants who are willing to contributing to the class discussion only when the teacher makes them to do that by calling their name. Otherwise, they would prefer to keep on silent, and they would be considered as non-recommended behavior because they will lose their opportunity to improve their English speaking skill. In the next question, it has been asked whether students are feeling bored during class. The number of those who answered rarely and sometimes is almost equal. Boredom can be caused by many factors such as the teaching method, the teacher's performance, and the student's condition. However, as educators, it is suggested to always come up with better and more lively teaching methods to avoid these situations. Moreover, the teacher should motivate students to be active to participate in the teaching and learning process, because it never makes sense if we want to speak another language fluently, but we never practice it in our daily life. I am totally agree with that statement. To know the students' awareness about the importance of using English in daily life, the writers provide question number 10. The awareness is shown The awareness is shown by the 71.4% of respondents who stated that they strongly agree with the statement, "If we want to speak other languages fluently, we have to practice it." This such behavior is believed will lead them to get better achievement and progress. The writer also wants to know whether there is a relationship between their habit in speaking English and their participation in the class. And it's shown that 60.7% of the respondents said that they sometimes speak English in their daily life, but 32.1% said that they rarely do that. Meanwhile, only 7.1% of the respondents said that they always speak English in their daily life, which is a very small number out of 100%. Somehow, this situation is understood as the participants do not live in English-speaking country, therefore it is quite difficult to meet people who are able to talk in English with. Some researchers tried to explore the impact of pandemic COVID-19 in the educational sector. It led to a big impact after most governments in the world decided to do teaching and learning online to increase the transmission of COVID-19. One of the big problems which has appeared during this implementation is internet issues and the need to improve some factors dealing with quality of internet access. As it is stated in the diagram, only 7.1% out of the 28 respondents have never had a problem related to the internet. So from the diagram above, we can conclude that the internet issues are not the biggest problem in relating to giving participation during online learning. Referring to the data analysis which covers research finding and discussion, some technical issues came up in the online class, such as internet connection, student contribution, and student condition. Some students like to communicate offline rather than online by seeing each other's gestures and body languages so that they can focus more on the communication itself and forget about technical issues caused by digital technology. Actually, all of the students like learning to speak English, but some are still afraid of making mistakes when they speak, and they are shy and not confident to say in front of the lecturer and their friends, and they are still confused when making a statement in English. The lecturers have to motivate the students in the teaching and learning process, and it is suggested to always come up with better and more lively teaching methods. Thank you for the attention on this video. Leave suggestion and advice to make this presentation better. See you!